Hello everyone, welcome back to my review channel. Today I got a newer movie release to do. I'm going to review and is Some Guy Who Kills People. 2011 release, rated R. Won quite a few indie awards, so that looked promising. International Movie Database gave this a 6.2, which is pretty high for them. And Rotten Tomatoes gave this an 89% rating, which is very high for them. And 60% of the audience liking it. The director, Jack Perez, he's done other movies like Wild Things 2, which has nothing to do with horror or comedy. He's done Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus, which is, I consider, just a straight to Sci-Fi Channel release. B movie. And just to say it, he's also done a movie called Monster Island, which starred Carmen Electra, and Nick Carter. That's right, Nick Carter, the Nick Carter from either NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. I don't care enough to look it up, or to care about it at all. That's him. Executive producer, should be said, as he even says it on here. It's like, hey, this guy did it. John Landis. Yeah, he's done a lot of movies and TV, but the movies he's directed, he's done a lot of producer and TV series, but he has directed some movies. I'm going to mention right here is Beverly Hills Cop 3 and Coming to America 2, both starring like Eddie Murphy. He's directed Blues Brothers 2000 and The Three Amigos, starring like Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, and Martin Short. Yes, that was pretty good. So this has a full cast of credible actors and actresses who's been in movies and TV for a while. Even like there's a little girl that's been in like a bunch of TV and movies already. And like I said, winner of awards. I'm gonna say the top 3 actors in this is Kevin Corrigan. He's playing a lot of good movies, comedies mostly, but TV, he's been in TV and movies. Movies he's been in is Pineapple Express, Superbad, The Departed, which is more of a action thriller, suspense kind of thing, and many TV roles. Another guy, Barry Bostwick, he's been in so many TV shows and quite a few movies. Most notably, movie he's been in was Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now, and someone else very should be noted is Karen Black. Karen Black, rest in peace. She just died this month, August 8th. Very sad. She just died this month, August 8th. And rest in peace. Beautiful actress, done so many great films. But if you're watching this, you might best know her as the actress who played in House of a Thousand Corpses. But she's been in so much. Many TV roles and many movies. So, there we go with that. So yeah, this should be good. It's going to be 97 minutes long. We'll see how this is. Some Guy Who Kills People. Okay, just got done watching this film. Pretty good. Can't complain about this too much. It started off with the main characters. He's dreaming, has a past memory of when like a bunch of kids in high school beat him up pretty badly. So he's just been bullied for a large part of his life. He wakes from his dream of this past memory. Later, you get to see where he works. He works at an ice cream parlor with his friend Irv, who's the main character. You get to introduce to another couple main characters, the sheriff and the deputy. After that, you get introduced to Boyd's, that's the main character's name, Boyd's mother. And she really seems like she loves her son. It's just that he's so distant from her. She doesn't know how to take it all the time, so she's just whatever about everything. But it comes across like she tries. And but he keeps having this memory of like this past, being bullied, getting beat up badly by all these guys. But he works at this ice cream parlor, and he has to go to this one dude's house, which is one of the bullies' house, for his birthday party. and he like hired some of the parlor like ice cream people there to like there to serve ice cream. So he's there to serve ice cream at this party, at his party. And of course, he's not like the nicest guy to Boyd, but in this dream sequence that he keeps having, it seems like since they're all like the same age, they didn't get younger actors to play these guys. It all seemed like it could have happened like a couple years ago. Really, this happened in high school, and they're all like in their 30, 31 or something. So it happened a long time ago. But they just but it hasn't stopped, really. But that was like the worst time. So after that happened, after like the crappy instance at this dude at his party, he makes fun of Boyd, he has to wear this like ice cream costume. After that, you get to see the bully he's running away from this guy in a mask, and the guy in the mask has a machete and just like, no, I'm sorry, not a machete, a hatchet. And by the end of that scene, the hatchet goes right in the bully's skull, so he's dead. So now you get reintroduced to the sheriff and the deputy. They obviously have to get on this case to see who's killing these people in this town. And so far it's just been one, but who killed this guy? Then it happens to another guy, and it happens to be one of the bullies that beat up Boyd. It keeps going like this for a minute. Then you get to introduce to another character, which is Boyd's daughter. Years ago, right before like he went to the psych ward or something, he impregnated this girl. They were going out, and basically she's like, she didn't want anything to do with Boyd, and basically said no need for him to come around. He's a loser. So for 11 years, he basically you don't know anything about this child, but she shows up, unbeknownst to her that he is her father, but she shows up, gets some ice cream, leaves or whatever, and later she talks to her mom about like her dad, finds this music box, makes her question about who her dad is, and she tells him finally like, yes, your dad is this guy. And so she goes and looks for him and figures out, hey, this is the guy. So she wants to really be a part of his life. And Boyd doesn't know how to understand or doesn't know how to take this, so he's kind of like offish for most of it. But he kind of tries a little bit, but he doesn't know what to do. So he's just like always standoffish. Again, there's a lot of, the humor is more like awkward instances, and it comes to like more of the sheriff's, comedic timing, if you will. So the comedy is more like his awkwardness in positions and stuff in public, and like the sheriff's, the way he talks, so what he says. And that's where all the humor is in really this film. It still goes along killing a few of these bullies of the past, really. In one instance or another, they get caught up in like Boyd's life in a scene, and then like the next scene you see of them, they're being killed. The bullies. So it's all letting you know that this guy, without seeing his face, there's a big twist at the end, I'll get there, but he always has a mask on, so you never see his face. Even there's instances where he's at the crime scene going to kill this guy, and the next thing you see is the guy in a mask killing him, or him in the mask, really, killing these guys. So it makes you know, what you see is that this guy is actually killing these guys one by one because of what happened in the past. Now, it gets to like, he kills like 4 or 5 people, and the sheriff is still trying to figure out who's doing it. He slowly closes in on the main character Boyd, believing that this has to be the guy. Everything's pointing to this guy, but he doesn't want to make his move yet. Obviously, doesn't want to scare this guy. Oh, I should have mentioned a while ago, this guy just came out of mental institution to where he was at. So everybody believes he's crazy anyway. He was in there for years. He was depressed and suicidal. He has a mark cut on his face that the bullies did that night, but he also has a cut on his wrist for when he tried to kill himself. Should have mentioned that sooner, but it's okay. But everybody knows that's where he came from. So now, like I said, back to the story. He's already killed a few people. He has a daughter he's just trying to get get involved with. So to try to understand, this is what it's like to have a daughter. Since he was never able to actually contact her or anything beforehand. And he tries at some point to like understand where she's coming from. She likes basketball. He liked basketball, but he wasn't on the team like she was. And he one day tries to like see her practicing, but what he sees is her getting bullied, and kind of like enrages him a little bit. And then he'd probably go off and kill somebody again. There's also a woman that's in his love life that he met during the party at the very first birthday party scene from the first guy like he killed. That's his main love interest, and of course it has to be like some hot chick from with a hot UK accent. And it's just one of those things. It's like, yes, this ugly unwanted dude's gonna get this hot girlfriend. Typical Hollywood stuff right here. So he's killing these people. I'll come back. He's killing these people, and the blood is not too gory at all, really. It's just a bunch of blood. That's all it really is with most of these scenes, just blood. And that's about as far as it goes. By the end of it, the cops pretty much have their man, they believe. They bring Boyd in for questioning. He tells his would-be girlfriend basically they can't be together. It's like he doesn't want to be with her at all. He doesn't have time for that. The little girl, his daughter, actually sees him over one of the dead bodies, and that makes her run away back to her mom and like stepdad or whatever. So she doesn't want anything to do with this guy either. So he's pushing everybody away, or they ran away, or she obviously thinks he's a killer and she's going to run away. So now he's even more depressed, doesn't know what to do. The cops have him. He doesn't say anything to the cops, and the cops like finally figure something out. The sheriff finally like puts a few things together, and he's like, "You didn't do this, Boyd. Who did this?" And Boyd doesn't say anything, and then it cuts to a scene where Boyd's daughter is talking to Irv. She has to talk to Irv, his friend from the parlor for years, since like probably high school. She talks to him, try to get to know her father a little bit better, because she doesn't know why he killed these people, why he did, who he was, really. It's like she just wanted to know. So she is with Irv at his house, at Irv's house. How she got the address, don't know, don't care. He tries to talk to her, but he's kind of like, something's iffy about, because he keeps saying that's a cat, but it doesn't sound like a cat. And in the other room, something's off. You can just tell, and it's starting to get tense up. And again, it keeps coming from scene from her talking to Irv, the daughter of Boyd talking to Irv, and cut scene to Boyd talking to the sheriff. So it's always been cutting between those scenes. Basically, by the end of it, the sheriff understands it wasn't Boyd that did this. He called him out. He was able to call Boyd out in a lie. And he figured it out that it was actually, big twist, big Hollywood twist right here, it was his friend Irv the whole time, killing these people. Basically, the way it's done is, try to get this right. Every time you saw Boyd at the crime scene, he didn't kill them. He couldn't do it himself. He couldn't actually bring himself to kill these people, but Irv could. Big twist right here is that Irv was actually there while Boyd, years ago, was getting beat up by all these bullies. Irv, his friend, actually watched this happen, and he didn't do anything himself that day, and he felt terrible about that. So now he's actually getting back at all those bullies that bullied his friend. And his friend was a really good friend throughout this whole film. He really felt like this guy Irv had Boyd's back. But there it was. Boyd didn't actually do any of these crimes. He couldn't bring himself to do it. Irv actually did it. Irv pretty much came in behind Boyd every time Boyd left and killed the dude. But that's it. That's really how it went. Nothing really too much else to tell. It was a good movie. Like I said, the humor was there if you liked that type of humor, if you really laughed. It wasn't anything big LOL, really. Maybe like once, But I would say give this movie a rent. This is definitely a rentable movie, no doubt. Not a lot of gore at all, really none. It was just a lot of blood, just a lot of like blood, bunch of blood. It was pretty good, but pretty good movie. Well, I would say well written, well directed. I don't take anything really away from it. I mean, it could be better, but it could be a lot worse. But yeah, I would say give it a try. Not the worth of, not terrible. I wouldn't say buy it like I did. I don't think it's really worth, like, I probably paid like $10 for it, Walmart, but it might be worth like $5 if you really wanted to buy it or something. Unless you really liked it, then it's worth buying, obviously. If you thought it was really funny and you liked it, then definitely give it a shot. But rent it first. Rent it first. See what you think. All right, well, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.